Weren't you doing a lot of those stitch-togethers, the Bugs Bunny show? You take three shorts and do a little animation in
Well, we
between?
did some very good things in there. Friz and I produced and directed those, but we made bridges for every one of them. It
Yeah.
was made specifically. And the bridges were good. They were fully animated. And then those lovely people in New York started cutting the pictures up. Now, those people, they have no right to cut up anything. You know, they weren't butchers, they were hog butchers. And they were not good psychiatrists, and they were lousy editors. They say, you don't even have to know something, don't you, to do this? But they would they would strike at a child's credibility, the sense of rationality. They would show somebody coming up with a gun, and then they would show what happened afterward. But they wouldn't see the gun going off. And of course, I never ever shot anybody to kill. I mean, Daffy Duck's bill would go around and around or something like that. And people asked why I did that. I said I did it because I thought it was funny. That's why. I didn't put anything in there unless I thought it contributed to the story or had some fun with it. That was our business. It was making people laugh. We knew that we were not making pictures for children because our pictures were made solely for theatrical release. And they always were made for theatrical release, right up to '63. None of them were made for television. There was a perfectly good, maybe illogical reason for it, but there wasn't any television. And therefore we couldn't make things for something that we didn't know existed. So we tried to make pictures to make this audience last. And since we didn't know what the audience was, we certainly were sure that every theater was not composed solely of children. And because we were so young and we had very recently left our parents, we had very little respect, and our teachers, we had very little respect for adults. So we ended up where every creative person, or if you want to call us creative, is, and that is you make or paint or draw for yourself. And you try to do what, and we figured that we made each other laugh, hopefully the audience would follow. And it turned out they did. And so our faith wasn't lost. But we had this enormous respect for each other. That was the thing that made it work.